Hi, this is Tim Yoder with Fit Small Business. Welcome to our QuickBooks Online tutorial. Today we're going to talk about setting up the sales form content to include in your sales forms. If you don't already have a copy of QuickBooks Online, you can click the link below this video in order to sign up for a free 30-day trial so you can follow along. So let's get started. We're going to set up our sales form content within our company settings. So let's navigate there by clicking this cogwheel in the upper right hand corner and then choose Account and Settings under your company. In the left menu bar of Account and Settings, let's click Sales, and here we are. So there's really two steps to the process of setting up the sales form content in your invoices. First, this page is going to be used to set up our global sales form content defaults. So we'll want to set up here anything we might possibly want to use, we need to turn on in this screen. The next step will go to customize the look and feel of our invoices, and there you can actually create multiple templates and choose exactly which of these fields you would like to put on each template. So let's get started by choosing our global defaults. So sales form content, click anywhere in the box and it'll pull up your options. So your preferred invoice terms, now it's set at net 30. That simply means the invoice is due 30 days after the invoice date. You can change that to 10, 15, 30, or 60, or we can offer a discount. So 1%, 10, net 30, this means that if they pay within 10 days, they get a 1% discount. If they don't pay within 10 days, it's still due within 30. So I'm going to set it to that. Our preferred delivery method, I'll choose to send later. Actually, you know what, let's just set this to none. Regardless of what you set that to, as you create invoices, you'll always have the option to issue them immediately. Shipping, let's keep this turned on. This allows us to add shipping information to the invoice if we want it, and so that's always a good thing to have on. Custom fields are very handy. So these are our fields that you need to specify here, but once they're specified on this screen, you can choose to add them to any of your invoice templates. So the PO number, that's the purchase order number. Some of your clients, when they order materials or whatever from you, they might order it on a purchase order. You can enter that purchase order then to show up on the invoice so that they can very easily match your invoice to their purchase order. Makes payment for them much simpler. Sales rep is also a good custom field to have. You can track your sales then by sales rep. Custom transaction numbers are very handy if you're using perhaps a separate invoicing system. So if you're using a separate invoicing system that generates its own invoice numbers, when you create the invoice in QuickBooks, obviously you won't care if it's pretty because you're already using a different system, but you still need to create the invoice and you can then enter the invoice number that ties to the separate system. Discount, so we're going to offer this 1%, 10, net 30, so we're going to turn on our discount so we can display that on our invoices. Customers can make a deposit, we're going to turn that on. And then tips and gratuity, if you want a spot for them to enter tips and gratuity on the invoice, you can turn that on. We're a plumbing company for this example, so we're not going to have any tips. So I've set those up. Now I'm going to click Save to save our work. Okay, a few other areas we need to address here. Products and services we'll do in a later lesson. But late fees, if we want to charge late fees, again, just click anywhere in the box to bring up your option. So we can turn on the automatic late fees. When an invoice becomes overdue, they automatically are charged a late fee. You can choose, do you want a flat fee or a percentage of the remaining balance? Okay, so you can apply a grace period if you want, so perhaps they can be 10 days late without incurring a late fee, something like that. Sales tax, if your jurisdiction requires you to collect sales tax on late fees, then make sure that you click turn that on. You want to apply the sales tax to the late fee. Okay, save those options. Progress invoicing, this is a very cool feature. If you do progress invoicing, perhaps a construction company, they do a lot of this. When you create an estimate to give to your client, once they accept the estimate, when you go in to convert that estimate to an invoice, if you have progress invoicing turned on, you can convert just a portion of the estimate to an invoice. You could do a flat percentage of everything, or if it has multiple line items, you can specify which line items you want to invoice now. Later, when you come back to do a second invoice off of that same estimate, again, go to the estimate, create an invoice, and it'll give you the remaining amounts. So very, very handy feature if you do progress billing. So we're going to keep that turned on, and we'll hit save. Messages will work within the next tutorial. For any of our tutorials, you can always just Google Fit Small Business QuickBooks Online tutorials, and you should find our homepage there. For the tutorials, click on that, and we have 46 different free tutorials. Let's talk about these reminder emails. So you can have multiple, up to 3 reminder emails. Very cool. So here we have it set. They get a reminder email 1 day, 5 days, and then we could set a third, but we don't have it. So we just have 2 reminder emails set. If you click on the reminder email, you can actually have a custom email message to go with that. Very cool. So you can have 3 reminders, different email to go with each reminder, so you might get a little more stern as it gets later and later. But this can certainly save your bookkeeper a lot of time not having to email late paying customers manually. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of this lesson, which is setting up our global defaults. Now we need to go in and create individual templates for each of our sales forms. So to do that, let's go to the Customize Look and Feel button. So here we can see I've already created a couple custom templates, but let's create a new one. So go up here to New Style, click the drop down, and let's choose Invoice. Now once we're done with invoices, if you use estimates and sales receipts, you'll want to come back here and create additional templates for them as well. Process is the same, but you'll want to create a separate template for each type of sales form here. And you can create as many templates for each sales form as you like. So if you have invoices the different types of customers, create one template for one type of customer, another template for the other type of customer. Okay, so let's get started by clicking Invoice here. Okay, we have 3 tabs. We have the design, the content, and the emails. So design we talked about in a previous tutorial. Emails we'll talk about in our next tutorial. So let's talk about content. So we have a preview of our invoice over here. Now my screen's a little wide, so the dimensions aren't exactly correct. As far as it looks a little squattier than it really is. If you print it, it'll look fine. So let's click in the top section to get started on the top header of the invoice. So you can choose to display the business name or not. So what's very nice is you can just click these boxes on and off to see exactly what they do in the preview. Good, so we have invoice up here. We could actually turn that off if we wanted to. Okay, form numbers, custom transaction numbers. These are really the settings we set globally, and now we can come in here and we can change them if we want on this particular template. So if we turn shipping off, we can see the ship to, all of that information changes. Our terms, we can display our terms or not. Now this, remember our default term we set was 1%, 10 net 30. So this is showing as net 30 as just an example. When you create templates, when you create the actual invoice, you'll set the terms there, and the default will be what we set on that prior screen. You can choose to display the due date or not, and the payment method or not. Okay, so again, fairly self-explanatory, and what's really nice is you can just click on and off in these boxes and then look at your preview to see exactly what that's going to do. Okay, let's move on to the body of our invoice. Here we can choose what we want to show. We can show the service date or not. I really like showing the service date, especially if they may have multiple service dates on the same invoice, so that they can try to match their records with what they're being billed for. That can really save a lot of time in getting your customers to pay quickly. Product service, decide how much information you want to display for that. Quantity, rate, and amount. Sometimes you just want the amount. You don't need to show the quantity and the rate. Again, click on and off in the squares to see exactly what the invoice will look like. And then finally, let's go down here and the footer. So it shows our subtotal. We can display a discount. So if you're offering discounted terms, like if you're going to use that 1% 10 net 30 like we set up, make sure you turn on the discount here. Otherwise, they're going to have to calculate the discount themselves and they might get it wrong. So show the discount down here so that they know exactly what they need to pay if they pay it on time. If your customers generally make a deposit, you'll want to click this deposit button. Again, that allows you to reduce the invoice amount by whatever deposit they made. Okay, great. And that's how we set up. Now, if you want to, sorry, one more thing. This allows you to set a little message at the bottom. Okay, so if you want to set a little message, thank you for your business. Okay, and there we go. We got a little message. Again, this is not a message to any particular customer because this is our template. So that will go to all of our customers. Okay, all the customers we choose this template for. So a little look ahead. When you create an invoice, you'll have the opportunity to apply whichever template you want. So again, you might have different templates for different types of customers. So we set up the templates here. Then when you create invoices, you choose which template you want to apply. Some customers you might want to show some fields, other customers you might want to hide those fields. So you can really customize your invoices to your customers. Very nice. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with this template, so I'm going to click Done. And we've created a invoice template. Okay, there it showed up right there, my invoice template 3.4. Now, again, if you use estimates in your business or sales receipts in your business, so the difference between a sales invoice and a sales receipt, they pay immediately upon providing the service or product, and they just want a receipt. So there you can create a sales receipt. If you use those in your businesses, make sure you set up templates for those as well, in exactly the same process. So great, well, thank you very much for watching my video today. Again, we have 46 of these free QuickBooks Online tutorials. Just Google Fit Small Business QuickBooks Online tutorials. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.